grew up in London before studying law at the University of Exeter, and it was during my time there that I decided I'd like to go into corporate law. So when I graduated, I spent a few weeks getting some relevant work experience, and I then signed up to Flex. So I then started through Flex a paralegal role in 2019 at Fulcrum, which is a firm of barristers, solicitors and investigators. And I then joined them on a permanent basis in 2020, and I'm now currently studying the LPC MSc from home. Yeah, from the day I started working with Flex, they were really supportive and efficient in getting me up and running on the website. And then when I was placed through Flex, they were very quick to resolve any queries I had about the role. And finally, when I was placed permanently at Fulcrum, Flex was great at making that transition really easy for me. I also think what I found at Flex was that everyone was really, really friendly, very open to any question I had because I was really new to the process. So some of my questions could have been stupid questions, but they were dealt with really professionally, and Flex were never too busy to call me if I had a concern. So overall, I had a great experience with Flex. I'm currently studying the LPC MSc Law, Business and Management full-time, whilst doing a small amount of work for Fulcrum part-time when needed. I think there are two things that struck me about Fulcrum. The first was that I was given a lot of responsibility from the get-go, and this gave me an awful lot of scope to develop my own working style and become really confident in my own abilities and knowing myself and how I work. I think the second thing was just the breadth of exposure in different areas, including compliance, white-collar crime, most recently sport as well. This gave me real insight into quite a few different practice areas, which I think will be really useful for my legal career. It also meant I got to work in a number of different teams with a lot of different people. I think I found the transition from academic study to practical work a little bit tricky at first. For example, research tasks were no longer focused on the nitty-gritty detail as much as it was on the wider meaning of the change in law or practice note or anything for clients, but I was really supported, and I felt like I progressed quite quickly in quality by really working on that and looking at how Fulcrum liked their work to be done. I think it can feel really daunting coming out of university when people have grad schemes and roles to go into or plans, and you haven't necessarily quite got an idea of what you want to do, or you haven't got the placement you want. And I think what I'd say to myself is that just to keep being positive, because the urgency isn't as prominent as you think it is most of the time, and it can take some time to find that role that's right for you, but I think it's really worth it at the end of the day, not pushing yourself and putting all that pressure on yourself, but staying optimistic about the whole process. Yeah, so I found that when I started working from home in March 2020, there was quite a lot of bleed from my days into my evenings, because there wasn't that separation you had in terms of, you know, you had breakfast, you had your commute, you had your lunch break, you had after work. It was just sort of all in one, and this was quite a big thing for me because I worked from my bedroom. So I actually temporarily replaced my hobbies with sort of more pandemic friendly ones, which I found gave me some real much needed separation between work and downtime. So for example, I started learning to play the piano on an online app, and slightly obsessively have been working on jigsaws and also perfecting my cooking skills.